Hey, welcome back to the show, everyone. This is your host, Ryan Kennedy, and I want to start off today's episode with a question. When is the last time you ditched your shoes and walked barefoot on the Earth's surface? This simple practice is a rare occurrence for most people in our society today. Shoes have become so commonplace, and if you're not wearing shoes, you're probably wearing socks. And if you are barefoot, you're probably not on the Earth's surface, probably on your flooring or concrete or some other type of building material. And this whole concept of earthing, connecting your bare feet with the actual ground, is also referred to as grounding. And it's as simple as it sounds. But there's a ton of benefits to be had with this practice. The earth contains this vast supply of electrons, and these electrons are literally absorbed through the bottom of your feet and provide your body with a plethora of health benefits. There's been great books written by this. There's been all sorts of research and really good imaging done on the body when you compare someone who's wearing, let's say, rubber-soled shoes versus someone who's barefoot on the sand or in the grass. And so like sensible sun exposure, which if you've been following my work for any length of time, you know I'm a huge, huge advocate of. Walking barefoot outside is an underappreciated health promoting activity that literally everyone can benefit from. So I want you to tune into today's episode to learn some of the profound benefits associated with earthing, and then how to do it in a practical way, given that we live in the 21st century and sometimes it's cold out and you don't want to get frostbite. So I'm going to go through some practical examples and logistics for you to implement into your life. And so to start at the beginning, this practice, this concept of earthing, you may hear this and be like, man, that sounds kind of weird, Ryan, but it's been done by humans every day by default. We didn't wear rubber-soled shoes on our feet, so they were in constant contact with the Earth's surface. And we are bioelectrical individuals. Our humans are bioelectrical. Our cellular processes are energized by electricity. And I know many of you may hear this and be like, what is this guy talking about? Electricity, bodies. That sounds like, a bad thing, like you're getting electrocuted by the circuitry in your walls or by touching a battery, but it's a different type of electricity. And various parts of the body, including our heart and our brain, rely on electrical signals to function properly. And there's great books by this. Dr. Thomas Cowan wrote a book called, actually, I don't recall the name offhand, but the book is essentially about why the heart is not a pump and how it's this electrical conductivity along with some other things between the mineral and electrolyte balances that really cause the heart to function the way that we want it to, so we can live and survive. And so electrons are very important for our bodies and serve a vital role. And the earth is an electrical organism as well. And Mother Earth supplies a ton of electrons. And so when we make direct connections to the Earth's surface, we're able to absorb an abundant supply of these electrons through our feet because our skin acts as a conductor. And one of the reasons this benefits our bodies so profoundly is because free radicals, which are harmful to the body and can cause aging and things like that, they're positively charged, and the electrons that we get from the Earth are negatively charged. So they're able to neutralize some of these free radicals. And these free electrons that we absorb from the Earth are also known to be some of the most potent antioxidants for our bodies to help reduce oxidative stress, another hallmark of aging and deterioration of the body. So it's really by neutralizing some of these not so friendly processes that cause a lot of problems for us that this practice of earthing, where we're getting all these electrons, can provide amazing, amazing health benefits to your body. And so there's a ton of research. I wouldn't say a ton of research. There is good research, though, demonstrating this. And there's actually a book written by a guy named Clint Ober that's called Earthing. And there's a documentary that he did, and a whole bunch of case studies and a huge community of individuals through his work, his body of work, that have come together to talk about the many miraculous health benefits they've seen. I hope to get Clint on the podcast for an interview in the coming months. I'm going to be reaching out to him and see if he wants to come talk all things earthing with me. But I know some of you are probably like, Ryan, this sounds too good to be true. Like, if this was really that effective, why aren't doctors prescribing it? Why aren't mainstream media networks talking about it? Well, as with lots of things with natural health guys, they oftentimes fly under the radar because there's, one of the sayings I love is good health makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't make a lot of money. And we have a sick care system. And if everyone is healthy and vibrant and disease-free, that sick care system falls apart, which is the source of literally trillions of dollars for so many entities and powerful agencies and corporations. I'm not going to get down that rabbit hole today. I'm going to get back on topic. So what is earthing juice? Well, first and foremost, it helps to reduce inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of pain and many chronic illnesses. And it's thought to be the culprit to a lot of health issues people suffer from today. It's kind of the primary driver. I'm sure you've heard that before. Well, earthing has been shown in research to help reduce inflammation due to these free electrons that you absorb through this practice. And this can provide a plethora of benefits, from decreasing chronic pain to enhancing your immune system to increasing wound healing and much more. It's very, very helpful for all sorts of things, because less inflammation just means better function of your body, plain and simple. It can also help to enhance muscle recovery. One study found grounding to help speed the rate of muscle recovery, thereby reducing your days of onset muscle soreness. So this is especially important for athletes and individuals who like to work out, because the faster your body can recover and the more effectively your body can recover, the better your results are going to be in the gym or in your sport or in whatever type of training that you do. And even if you're not an athlete, if you like to work out and you don't like to feel super sore, well, guess what? Take your shoes off, go for a walk on the ground. That's going to be great. It can also help to improve your mood. It has a lot of actual benefits from the mental and emotional side. And I'm going to dive into kind of why I think this is. But before I get there, depression is one of the number one leading causes of disability. There's a lot of pain in our world, which is one of the reasons I do breathwork classes and share a lot of the information, because there's a lot of ways to naturally attack and try and overcome some of these challenges. But the estimates are insane. Like well over 300 million people suffer from depression. And earthing has been shown in clinical studies to actually elevate mood and reduce symptoms of depression. And I think that has to do with lowering inflammation, because that's a primary driver of what causes some of the imbalances in your body that could lead to some of this neurochemical dysfunction. But I also think it's just from the fact that you're outside. You're engaging in other activities when you're grounding, like sensible sun exposure, like movement. You're going for a walk, and you can also be just breathing fresh air out in nature, which all help to improve your mental health. I already talked about this a little bit, but the reduction in chronic pain, I think, is worth highlighting, because inflammation can have a lot of, or chronic pain can have a lot of culprits, inflammation being one of them. But when it comes to getting outside, walking barefoot, it's been shown to specifically reduce chronic pain because of these anti-inflammatory activities. And it's also been shown to help with things like rheumatoid arthritis and joint pain. So it's very helpful. I definitely think anyone suffering from chronic pain needs to make it a priority to go for a barefoot walk. One of the benefits I've seen substantially, I've seen all these benefits in myself, by the way, guys, but one of the things I've noticed is the improvement in my sleep and my energy levels. And I don't know a single person who wouldn't like to have more energy. It's literally the underlying factor to achieving greater success in all of our personal and professional endeavors. Energy is the currency of life. And a critical component to avoiding fatigue and having lots of energy is good sleep. And I just did an episode recently about sleep quality, so I want you to dive in there. But what I will say is, when it comes to grounding and earthing, it can help to balance cortisol, our body's stress hormone, and that can help to lead people to better sleep, better rest, and normalizing their circadian rhythm. And then the electrical rhythm from the earth literally helps to set our biological clock, helps to set our circadian rhythm to regulate hormones for good sleep. So I encourage you to try grounding if you're looking to improve your sleep quality as well. So what does this look like in practical terms? How can people get started with this? Just connect any part of your body to the earth. You can take a nap at the beach. You can lay out on your grass, on your lawn. You don't even need to be walking, although walking is great, movement is great, as long as your skin is connected. Now, the bottoms of your feet, many will say is the best. Many experts believe that there's certain points of your feet, different meridian pathways that conduct electrical impulses from the ground, more superior than if you were, let's say, sitting on your butt with just like your glutes, in contact, which most frequently wouldn't even work unless you were naked. So the feet are the most functional. And the ideal location to do this is the beach, because the sand is soft, so you don't have the impact. And the salt water is an amazing conductor of these electrons. So by having wet ground, you're going to gain way more benefits. Plus, by the beach, you get the added benefit of the negative ions, which are electrically charged particles found in fresh air at the beach, which can provide additional health benefits. But even like a local park, grassy meadow, your yard, anywhere where you can get your feet on the ground is going to work. And if it's wet grass like morning dew, even better. Concrete and ceramic tiles can also provide some of these benefits because they can conduct electrical impulses as long as they're not painted or don't have any like sealant on them. Any type of wood or rubber or plastic or asphalt going to completely block the effects of grounding. And there's really I've never heard of such a thing as too much grounding. So just get barefoot on good ground as often as you can. And keep in mind, if you're thinking like, man, I don't have time to go for a 30-minute walk today, any amount of time is better than none. And the research shows that 1 hour more is ideal to reap the maximum benefits. But that doesn't mean 5 minutes or 10 minutes is not going to help you. It's absolutely going to help you. So do what you can, start where you're at, and you can combine other activities to your grounding to really maximize the productivity that you spend each day doing this. So some examples are going for a barefoot walk while you're on a call. If you're talking to someone for your job or for your business, perfect. Why be inside if you could be outside walking barefoot? You can also do your workouts barefoot outdoors, at the park, at the beach, in your backyard. You can listen to an audiobook or a podcast. You can do all sorts of stuff, or simply just ponder life. Do some deep thinking. I'm a huge proponent of thinking time and actually carving out time for you to go and think about shit. Most people don't put enough concentrated thought into what trajectory they want to take in their life, what things they want to accomplish, what obstacles they're looking to overcome. So get out, do some thinking, do some grounding. All these things are going to be super beneficial. And when you couple it with sensible sun exposure, a really magical thing happens because our feet and our eyes are actually working in concert with each other. And you're getting the photoelectric effect from the sun, and you're also getting the photomagnetic effect from the grounding. And that's creating this kind of 1-2 punch combo that is so freaking amazing for our bodies. And speaking from firsthand as someone who does this pretty much daily, nothing makes you feel so good. I mean, it's just an incredible way to boost your health, boost your happiness, and boost your overall quality of life and vitality. And it's completely free. It can be done anywhere, anytime. Granted, if it's peak winter and you got 4 feet of snow outside, you probably can't do much grounding. But with that exception, pretty much anywhere, anytime, get barefoot, go out for a walk. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in with me, and I will see you on the next podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you found it helpful, please share it along to anyone else you believe it can serve. You can submit your own question to be answered on the show by going to ryankennedyhealth.com/podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave a review for the show. Your feedback helps to support me on my mission to positively impact as many people as possible with this information. Please note, the information depicted in this episode is purely for informational purposes only. Please consult your healthcare professional before making any changes to your lifestyle or routine.